But if you've got travelling plans for the new year, I'd really like to hear from you about them, because I could pretty much safely say there'll be nothing like the plans of my next two guests this afternoon. Because Antoine Couturier from Kidlington is going to be joined by his old uni pal Ollie Furlow as they drive from Oxfordshire to Mongolia, all for a very good cause. They've come to the studio this afternoon to explain why, because I imagine there are an awful lot of people scratching their heads right now. So, Antoine, where did this idea come from?
Hi, Jo. Well, the idea came from a coffee break at my workplace with a colleague of mine who was telling me about one of his friends who's done the rally before. And as soon as he mentioned it, I thought to myself, that's definitely something for me. And I went to check it on the internet straight away. And
so this is a formalised event. It's not just you two heading off into the sunset.
No, that's right. No, it's part of an event called the Mongolia Charity Rally, which has been taking place now for 10 years. So I think, is it 10th or 11th edition? I think it's the 10th one this year, where 30 teams will be going with us. We all start on the same day at the same location in Milton Keynes. And we are all on our own until Mongolia, different routes, different timings, people going south of Asia. We're going towards the middle of Asia. But we all end up in the same end point, which is Ulaanbaatar in Mongolia.
And you're going to be doing it in an ambulance?
That's right, yes, or at least that's the plan. We're fundraising at the moment for an ambulance. We're looking for anything really that can be used either as an ambulance or as how do you call them? Fast response vehicle, that's right.
So, Ollie, tell us a little bit about why you need to have a utility vehicle of this sort for the event.
Well, the roads out in Mongolia aren't exactly brilliant. It's all a different standard over there. So any sort of 4x4 vehicle is really required to get out to the remote areas. Some of these people don't have cars, so can't get into the cities if they need to. So it's really important for them.
And I have spoken to people who've done this event in the past, and I think the idea is that you then leave the vehicle, don't you, to the organisations out there.
Yeah, anything we take with us, we're going to donate at the end. So the whole idea is that we are delivering an ambulance just 10,000 miles route to get there.
So tell me about the moment that Antoine came to you and suggested that this would be a really good idea for 2013.
Antoine had talked to me about it before, and he knew I wanted to do it, but I was... I hadn't really fully committed to it, and then he rang me saying that he'd booked the spot, he had his place. Am I going? I obviously had to talk to work because I'm going to need a month to do this. They said yes. I rang Antoine, said yes. I still can't quite believe it. It still seems a bit crazy at the moment, but we're on our way. So
that must have been quite a relief for you, Antoine, that your first call up said yes.
Absolutely, yes.
Because you're not going to want to be in an ambulance travelling 10,000 miles with somebody you don't get on with.
No, that's right, yes, and definitely not on my own as well, for sure. So it was quite a relief when Ollie actually said he could get the time off work. I mean, I think that was so far our biggest challenge, really, trying to convince our employers to give us 4 weeks in one go, really.
Now, you two met at university, is that right?
That's right, I am.
Talk about the university years now. Did you do anything as harebrained as this whilst you were students?
We did a few charity events during university, mainly festival stewarding, I think it was for Oxfam, but nothing really on this calibre.
No, we went to France once, but that's
as far as you got.
Yeah.
This is going to be taking it to a whole new level. Well, I want to talk more to you in a moment or two about the people that you're going to be leaving behind when you take on this challenge, what they think about it as well, and how people listening now can find out more, not only about the rally, but if they know of an ambulance that's sitting around that could do with an adventure for itself, how they can get in touch with you to support this cause. So more from Antoine and Ollie in just a moment or two. It's BBC Radio Oxford, 95.2 FM, coming up for 5:15. Now, we were talking adventure 2 minutes ago. Adventure with two guys who next year are going to be heading off from Oxfordshire to Mongolia in an ambulance. Their names are Antoine Couturier and Ollie Furlow. And they're going to be doing this for very good cause. It's not just about having a boy's adventure. Now, tell us about who you're going to be leaving behind as you embark on this charity challenge.
Well, I'm going to be leaving my wife and my 2.5-year-old son. My wife was quite reluctant at first to the idea, and as time flies by, she's starting to get used to the idea that this is actually happening, and she's been quite supportive so far. So she's making her own plans to how to handle the baby on her own for a month.
And you're going to owe her big time when you get back, obviously.
Yeah, I suppose I'll have to do the dishes when I come back home.
And the rest. How about you, Ollie?
I'm leaving my wife Nikki behind.
Yeah.
She's a teacher, so she'll actually be busy at school for the first 2 weeks.
Now, there's a project for her kids to get involved in, tracking
Yes.
you two. What route are you going to be taking?
We're taking what we call the middle route, which is basically flying through Europe. We're going through 17 different countries, but 12 of them are actually in Europe. We're heading towards the Czech Republic and Slovakia, heading down to the Ukraine, and then back up to Russia, Kazakhstan, Turkmenistan. We're going to Uzbekistan.
All the stands?
All the stands, pretty much, yes. And back up again to Kazakhstan, back up to Russia, and then down Mongolia for the final push.
And Ollie, you were explaining how you are going to be roughing it en route. There are going to be no 5-star hotels. You've got an ambulance, hopefully, by then to sleep in as well.
Yeah.
Who's in charge of sort of camp logistics?
I think that might fall to me. Just because of naturally how the partnership seems to work. Antoine seems to be very good at the planning side, but I think I'm a bit more hands-on when it comes to it, so I'll be building campfires and whatnot.
So you'll be the Ray Mears of the outfit,
Yeah.
the survival aspect of it all. Tell us about the organisation, the charity that you're doing this for. Have you been able to have a good insight into the work they're carrying out?
Yes, absolutely. They're called Go Help. Their website is gohelp.org.uk. It's a UK registered company. They do a lot of projects within Mongolia. The main one being importing ambulances by the means of the rally. But they also do projects like the book library, which is a mobile library which goes out through remote areas of Mongolia. They pack a van full of books and just open up a few days here and there in different areas. They have children's centres as well throughout Mongolia, where they help kids with homeworks and things like this.
So when you set off in July, it's the beginning of July, you'll be going.
July 6th.
You'll be leaving British summer. What sort of weather conditions are we looking at? Because I'm imagining there are a few deserts that you're going to be heading through.
Yeah,
two deserts.
It's going to be very hot during the day and very cold during the nights. No sort of buildings and foliage around to keep the heat in. So, yeah, there's going to be quite a range that we're put through.
Yeah, so you're going to be putting yourselves to the test as well through this, aren't you? Physically and mentally.
Yes. I don't think physically it's going to be too much of a problem.
Should be okay.
Just only talking to each other every day for a month and driving non-stop could be a strain, but I'm sure we'll get through it.
Well, I tell you what, before you go, give us your number as you're heading out there, and we'll try and do some catch-ups with you en route. If you got to the stage where you can't bear the sight of each other, then at least a call from BBC Radio Oxford might be a sort of light on the horizon for you. You've got a website too where people can find out more about your fundraising, your involvement with this, and of course your hunt and pursuit for the ambulance. What's that?
That's right. Our website is alphabadger.com. That's our team name, Alpha Badger. We've got all links on Facebook and Twitter on there, and basically, I mean, we're looking for sponsors, business sponsors ideally, but also anybody that can think of equipment that we may need along the way. Anything that we don't actually buy means that we can actually donate more at the end of the rally, really. So we're looking for equipment for camping, for vehicles, anything that could be useful, really. So far, we had a few donations, like jerry cans, for instance, which will be quite useful. A tow rope, just little bits and pieces like this, which will be useful, I'm sure. But anything would really help, really.
I bet your Christmas wish lists were interesting reading this year. Guys, thanks so much for coming in. I promise I'd really like it if you could stay in touch with us, and as we get closer to the date, let us know how the fundraising is going. And obviously, once you set off from Milton Keynes, do some updates for us on the long road to Mongolia. For now, Antoine and Ollie, thanks for coming in.
Thank you.